Hello students. So today we are starting our theoretical portion. So first of all we will discuss about one of the theory, Carnot vapor cycle. So as we know that Carnot cycle is a cycle which has a maximum efficiency between two temperature limit. Clear? But uh, is it possible in actual practice or not? That we know that it is difficult to apply that Carnot cycle in real practice. But first we will try to understand that what is Carnot cycle. So here you can see that first we are supplying water into the boiler. So that water will become steam, dry saturated steam here. So that steam we are supplying into the turbine. So our steam get expanded and it will become point number 3. Then after this steam will come to the condenser and uh, it will come out from the condenser. Clear? So here we have a higher dryness fraction and here at this point we have lower dryness fraction. This steam is not totally converted into the liquid, but here dryness fraction get reduced. Clear? So let's assume that suppose here we have zero point 0.9 dryness fraction. So whenever it come out from the condenser, it has a lower dryness fraction. Let us assume that it has a dryness fraction zero point 0.3. This is just an assumption. That clear? So in condenser what will happen? Just it because of heat rejection, that dryness fraction of working medium get reduced. Clear? Here it is not totally converted into the liquid. Then after, as this is the mixture of uh, vapor or steam and water, that's why you have to use the compressor. Clear? So by use of compressor again you are supplying that mixture, to the boiler. So this is the cycle, our Carnot vapor cycle. Now we will try to understand this Carnot cycle by use of TS diagram. So in this TS diagram you can see that this is the point 1. At point number 1 we are supplying water to the boiler. So whenever it come out from the boiler, it will become dry saturated steam. Remember, dry saturated, not superheated. Clear? Then after it pass from the turbine, so it will come out at point number 3. Then after it will enter into the condenser and it come out at point number 4. In generally Rankine cycle, from condenser only pure liquid generally coming out, but here working medium coming out at point number 4. Then after by use of compressor we are supplying it to the boiler. So this is how our Carnot cycle works. So we will discuss that which are the difference between Rankine and Carnot cycle. So here before that let me tell you that which are the process. Here this is constant temperature, isothermal or isothermal process. This is isentropic process, entropy remain constant. Here also you can see entropy remain constant, S2 is equal to S3. This is a, again constant temperature or isothermal process, and this is isentropic process. So here two isothermal and two isentropic processes are there. Clear? Now mm, again we discuss that which are the equation. So here we are supplying heat. Here we are supplying heat. So heat supply will be H2 minus H1. H2 minus H1. Or remember that another equation is, now what is this temperature? T1 is equal to T2. Let us tell it as a TH. Let us tell it as a TH. So its another equation is TH into delta S. Ts into delta S. Now delta S means here you can see S2 minus S1. Clear? Delta S means S2 minus S1. Now here heat rejected. Heat rejected. For heat rejected we can see this, that heat rejected is equal to H3 minus H4. Can we write this? H3 minus H4. Okay. And here also let us tell it as a TL, because both are same temperature. T3 is equal to T4, so let us tell it as a TL. So here again equation will be TL into delta S. Clear? Remember this, TL into delta S, because this will be useful for us in deriving equation for efficiency. So that's why remember that what is the equation of QS and QR. Now here we are getting work, so work of turbine, and what will be the equation of work of turbine? H2 minus H3. Clear? This will be the equation of work of turbine, and here we are giving work into the compressor, so that's why here compressor work will be H1 minus H4. Clear? So I hope you have understood it properly. So heat supplied, heat rejected, work of turbine, work of compressor. So this was about the different parameter related with the Carnot vapor cycle. Now we will discuss that what is the difference between Rankine and Carnot cycle. So here you can see in Rankine this process was our constant pressure, but here we have constant temperature. This process was constant pressure in Rankine cycle, and here we have constant temperature process. Now here, although it is constant temperature process, but it is possible only between these two line, because to do the superheating at constant temperature it is difficult. Clear? So to come out from this dome for Carnot cycle it is difficult, because heating or superheating at constant temperature is difficult. That's why Carnot cycle is generally drawn inside these two line or in this dome. If it will come out from this dome, constant temperature heating is not possible. Clear? Constant temperature heating is difficult to achieve in real practice. Clear? For that different methods are there, but it is difficult to achieve in real practice. That's why here that is the difference between Carnot and Rankine. Clear? So in Rankine we all know that after superheating we are generally passing it from the turbine, or passing from the turbine. So this was our point number 3, but here this is the point number 3. Then after then after we know that after passing from the turbine we were converting our working medium totally in liquid in our Rankine cycle. We were converting working medium totally in liquid in Rankine cycle, but here you can see we are just stopping here. We just stop at point number 4. Clear? And here we have mixture, and that's why we have to use compressor. But we know that liquid has a more density compared to the mixture. Liquid has a more density, so it will be easier to pump the or to transfer uh, liquid compared to the mixture. So it will be easy to utilize the pump. That's why in real practice always we are using pump, we are not using compressor. So this is also one of the limitation of Carnot cycle, and this is also difference between Rankine and Carnot cycle. And here you can see these two line. These two line are isentropic. These lines are isentropic. but isentropic expansion and isentropic compression both are difficult. Clear? So we can assume that isentropic, but in real practice it would not be the isentropic. In both, in Rankine and uh, Carnot vapor, both could not be the isentropic. Here it is assumed that these processes are isentropic, but in real practice it is difficult. Clear? So I hope that you have understood the difference between Carnot and Rankine, or vapor Carnot and Rankine. Then after we will discuss about the efficiency. So first of all we discussed a little bit about efficiency, that what is efficiency. Efficiency is a output by input. So what is output here? We all know that what is output, wt minus wc, that is our output. And what is the input? Heat supplied into the boiler, so that is our input. Clear? But according to first law, can we write this? Wt minus Wc is equal to heat supplied minus heat rejected. So we can write this Wt minus Wc is equal to Qs minus Q rejected. So here what you can write? Here you can write Qs minus Q rejected divided by Qs. Clear? So final answer will be 1 minus Q rejected, 1 minus Q rejected divided by Qs. So this will be the final answer of uh, efficiency. Clear? So I hope you have understood this. So here also you can see this is the final answer. But remember that I gave you one equation. I tell you that just remember this equation. So what was this? We know that TL into delta S, TL into delta S. And here also what was the equation? TH into delta S, TH into delta S. Now these are the same. So our final answer will become 1 minus TL divided by TH, or lower temperature divided by higher temperature. Lower temperature divided by higher temperature. So if I will give you the two temperature, so can you find out the efficiency of Carnot cycle just by use of two temperature? It is possible to find out the efficiency of vapor Carnot cycle. Only two temperatures are remaining. By use of two temperature you can find out the efficiency. Clear? So this was about the efficiency. And here you can see both delta S are similar. How can we tell that? Now here delta S, what is delta S? Here delta S means S2 minus S1. Here delta S is S2 minus S1. And here what is delta S? Here delta S means S3 minus S4. S3 minus S4. But here we can see that S2 is equal to S3, S1 is equal to S4. That's why these both will become similar. Clear? I hope you have understood. Now uh, here we will discuss that which are the difference between limitation of Carnot cycle. So I told you that Carnot cycle is a hypothetical cycle. Hypothetical cycle. It is impossible to make steam engine out of that Carnot cycle. Clear? So at point 4 I told you that from the condenser whatever the working medium is coming out, we are just or wet vapor is coming out from the condenser, not pure liquid. And it is difficult. So right now we are talking about this point. We are talking about this point, that from the condenser not pure liquid is coming out, but here wet liquid. Wet means mixture of liquid and vapor coming out from the condenser, and it is difficult to pump that mixture. Here it is written, here it is written that wet vapor is coming out, and it is difficult to achieve because the liquid tend to separate out from the vapor. So if you will use compressor for the mixture, we know that heavier particle will come down, and in mixture, which particle is heavier? Liquid particle heavier, so it will come out and it has a tendency to get separated. So that's why compression of mixture is difficult. So that is also limitation of Carnot cycle. Then I told you that compression and expansion, here it is assumed isentropic, but but it is real, in real it is not possible because it has a irreversibility. So these all was a limitation. And as I told you that constant temperature heating is only possible between these two dome. Constant temperature is heating is only possible between these two dome. Clear? If you will go out from this dome, obviously it will, it or to maintain that constant temperature it is difficult. So that was only, that is written here. To achieve superheating steam at constant temperature, you have to reduce the pressure. So this is the method to heat the steam at constant temperature, and difficult to achieve in real practice. Clear? So I hope you have understood this. Now you can also, there is also one of the questions generally asked in the exam, that give the difference between Rankine and Carnot. So these also, I hope, after this lecture, after viewing this lecture, you will be able to solve, or you will be able to write answer of that also. And that answer was, a question was that what is the difference between Rankine cycle and Carnot cycle. So I hope you have understood it properly. So again, if you have any doubt, you can contact me. Here we are stopping this lecture. Thank you.